During the drive, Minsu dozed off, and by the time they arrived, she was fast asleep. Woo-bin tried to wake her, but she was unresponsive. Looking at her, he murmured that he had been trying his best to avoid her because she didn't belong to him. He admitted that getting closer to her would only hurt him, which was why maintaining a professional relationship was necessary. He sighed, adding that she needed to be more careful because if she kept putting herself in dangerous situations, he would keep showing up to protect her, and that wouldn't be good for either of them. He paused, realizing that Minsu was softly snoring. Letting out a small laugh, he carried her to her dorm and made sure she was safely in bed before leaving. The next morning, Minsu sat in her office, unable to shake how much she missed Sunjin. Checking the news, she saw that he had returned to the country. Unable to control herself, she decided to buy him lunch and personally deliver it to his workplace. Arriving at Tech Bloom, she spotted Sunjin stepping out of his car. Just as she was about to approach him, a swarm of journalists surrounded him, asking about the progress of Project Saving Tech Bloom. Minsu stood there watching, hoping he would notice her, but he was too occupied. When he finally walked into the building, she attempted to follow him, but two employees approached him, informing him that people were waiting for him in the boardroom. Without hesitation, he rushed off, not seeing her. As she tried to call out to him, a security guard stopped her, explaining that Sunjin was busy and couldn't take any visitors. Disheartened, she handed the guard the lunch and asked him to give it to Sunjin if he got the chance, mentioning that she had stopped by. The guard agreed, and Minsu thanked him before leaving. That night, Sunjin worked late into the evening. As he was leaving Tech Bloom with his assistant, the security guard approached him and handed him the lunchbox, informing him that a woman named Minsu had dropped it off earlier. Sunjin's expression immediately brightened upon hearing her name. He took the lunchbox and checked the time, realizing how late it was. Turning to his assistant, he asked if they could stop by Seoul University on the way. His assistant reminded him that he still had one last meeting for the day, emphasizing its importance. Even though it was late, they couldn't afford to miss it. Disappointed, Sunjin nodded in agreement, and they drove away.